On the 28th of June 1914, Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb Yugoslav nationalist, assassinated the Austro-Hungarian heir Archduke Francis Ferdinand in Sarajevo, resulting in the July Crisis. 1415. In response, on the 23rd of July, Austria-Hungary issued an ultimatum to Serbia. Serbia's reply did not satisfy the Austrians, and therefore the two moved to a war footing. A network of interlocking alliances enlarged the crisis from a bilateral issue within the Balkans to at least one involving most of Europe. By July 1914, the good powers of Europe were divided into two coalitions. The Triple Entente, consisting of France, Russia, and Britain, and the Triple Alliance of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. The Triple Alliance was only defensive in nature, allowing Italy to remain out of the war until April 1915, when it joined the Allied powers after its relations with Austria-Hungary deteriorated. 16. Russia felt it necessary to back Serbia and, after Austria-Hungary shelled the Serbian capital of Belgrade on the 28th of July, approved partial mobilization. 17. Full Russian mobilization was announced on the evening of the 30th of July. On the 31st, Austria-Hungary and Germany did an equivalent, while Germany demanded Russia demobilize within 12 hours. 18. When Russia did not comply, Germany declared war on Russia on the 1st of August in support of Austria-Hungary, with Austria-Hungary following suit on the 6th of August. France ordered full mobilization in support of Russia on the 2nd of August. 19. German strategy for a war on two fronts against France and Russia was to rapidly concentrate the majority of its army within the West to defeat France within 6 weeks. Then shift forces to the east before Russia could fully mobilize. This was later referred to as the Schlieffen Plan. 20. On the 2nd of August, Germany demanded free passage through Belgium, an important element in achieving a fast victory over France. 21. When this was refused, German forces invaded Belgium on the 3rd of August and declared war on France an equivalent day. The Belgian government invoked the 1839 Treaty of London, and in compliance with its obligations under this, Britain declared war on Germany on the 4th of August. 23. On the 12th of August, Britain and France also declared war on Austria-Hungary. On the 23rd of August, Japan sided with Britain, seizing German possessions in China and therefore the Pacific. In November 1914, the Ottoman Empire entered the war on the side of the Central Powers, opening fronts within the Caucasus, Mesopotamia, and therefore the Sinai. The war was fought in and drew upon each power's colonial empire also, spreading the conflict to Africa and across the world. The Entente and its allies would eventually become referred to as the Allied powers, while the grouping of Austria-Hungary, Germany and their allies would become referred to as the Central Powers. The German advance into France was halted at the Battle of the Marne, and by the top of 1914, the Western Front settled into a battle of attrition, marked by a long series of trench lines that changed little until 1917. The Eastern Front, against this, was marked by much greater exchanges of territory. In 1915, Italy joined the Allied powers and opened a front within the Alps. Bulgaria joined the Central Powers in 1915 and Greece joined the Allies in 1917, expanding the war within the Balkans. The US initially remained neutral, though even while neutral it became a crucial supplier of war material to the Allies. Eventually, after the sinking of Yankee merchant ships by German submarines, the declaration by Germany that its navy would resume unrestricted attacks on neutral shipping, and therefore the revelation that Germany was trying to incite Mexico to form war on the US, the US declared war on Germany on the 6th of April 1917. Trained American forces wouldn't begin arriving at the front in large numbers until mid-1918, but ultimately the American Expeditionary Force would reach some 2 million troops. 24. Though Serbia was defeated in 1915, and Romania joined the Allied powers in 1916 only to be defeated in 1917, none of the good powers were knocked out of the war until 1918. The 1917 Russian Revolution in Russia replaced the Tsarist autocracy with the provisional government, but continuing discontent with the value of the war led to the Russian Revolution, the creation of the Soviet Socialist Republic, and therefore the signing of the. This offensive was initially successful, but did not score a decisive victory and exhausted the last of the German reserves. The Allies rallied and drove the Germans back in their 100 Days Offensive, a continuing series of attacks to which the Germans had no reply. 25. Bulgaria was the primary Central Power to sign an armistice, the Armistice of Salonika, on the 29th of September 1918. On the 30th of October, the Ottoman Empire capitulated, signing the Armistice of Mudros. 26. On the 4th of November, the Austro-Hungarian Empire agreed to the Armistice of Villa-Giusti. With its allies defeated, revolution reception, and therefore the military not willing to fight, Wilhelm II abdicated on the 9th of November and Germany signed an armistice on Martinmas 1918, effectively ending the war. World War I used to be a big turning point within the political, cultural, economic, and social climate of the planet. The war and its immediate aftermath sparked numerous revolutions and uprisings. The Big Four, Britain, France, the US, and Italy, imposed their terms on the defeated powers during a series of treaties agreed at the 1919 Paris Peace Conference. The most documented being the German Peace Treaty, the Treaty of Versailles. 27. Ultimately, as a result of the war, the Austro-Hungarian, German, Ottoman, and Russian empires ceased to exist, with numerous new states created from their remains. However, despite the conclusive Allied victory and the creation of the League of Countries during the peace conference, intended to stop future wars, a second war would follow just over 20 years later.